besides Christmas, we are also getting ready for the Festival of Lights, Hanukkah, 8 crazy nights. And forget about the elf on the shelf. What about Mensch on a bench? Have you heard of this? Do you have one? Well, they are hard to find because they are getting sold out. And we have the creator, Neil Hoffman, that this product came out 2 years ago. Your story of how you created it is fabulous.
Well, I was actually walking through my store with my son is Jewish, my wife is Catholic. We're an interfaith household, and he asked for an elf on a shelf, and we're raising boys Jewish. So I said, no, you can't have an elf on a shelf. You can have a Mensch on a bench. And it was just a joke, but I went home, I fell in love with that idea, and I ended up getting one doll made. I wrote the story for him. My family loved it so much, we went to Kickstarter. We raised $20,000. That turned into $750,000 in orders from stores. Went on Shark Tank, got a deal from 2 of the sharks, and now it's 4 years since we had the idea, and there's a whole line of products, and I would have brought them today, except they are literally sold out from the stores.
You went to the store, you couldn't find Hannah, you couldn't find Ask Bubby. They're literally flying off the shelves.
We have a talking Jewish grandmother.
Which everyone should have, by the way.
Jewish grandma meets Magic 8 Ball. There's a 5-foot version. She was with me on the plane. She got lost. So somewhere in San Diego, said, "Where's Waldo?" We got "Where's Bubby?"
There you go. I love it. Now, elf on the shelf, I know typically you move it around, you make sure the kids know that the elf is looking on you. Mensch on a bench, it's a little bit different, and it's sort of more inclusive.
Sure, we love Elf on a Shelf. It's great for those families, but for Jewish families, we wanted to learn from what parents weren't really liking there. So you don't have to move Mensch. You can move Mensch because he's old and Jewish. He likes to move around, and he loves Jewish traditions. So he wants to play dreidel, make latkes, sing songs, and this is meant to be a tool for parents to introduce more Jewish traditions to the house.
I love it. Well, I grew up, of course, celebrating Hanukkah, and we didn't have a Christmas tree. My parents did such an amazing job making it so fun and special, and that's what you're doing. The book goes with it, and tell us a little bit about some of the messages in there.
So, Mensch means good or honorable person. It's the highest compliment in Judaism. So the book is all about the true story of Hanukkah, but the Mensch watches over the oil for the Jews. He's a Mensch because he's a good person. And it's all about how he introduces all the traditions. And at the end, you're trying to teach kids to be good people. And one of the rules of having a Mensch on a bench is one night of Hanukkah, you give presents to those in need instead of receive them. So this is really meant to teach kids about Jewish traditions, about just being a good person, and as we call it, add some Funukkah to Hanukkah.
Some Funukkah to Hanukkah. I love it. And it's so amazing now how there's so many interfaith families. So you were mentioning, as you come from one, this could be a great gift to give for an interfaith family.
Well, what we find is about 35% of Jewish marriages now are interfaith. And there's a whole spectrum. There are Jews who are celebrating Christmas with those families. There are Hanukkah, and there's everything in between. And the Mensch on a bench is perfect for those families who either want to introduce Jewish traditions all the way, or just don't know where to start and want to learn the story of Hanukkah and just have something for that Jewish parent to have their faith represented as well.
I love it. Learn it together, have fun together. Again, Mensch on a bench. You can find it in stores if you're lucky because it's selling out. And also the 2 other products. Tell us about where we can find those real fast.
So this is the year of the female Mensch. We kept getting asked, can women be Mensches? So we have Ask Bubby, the Jewish grandma meets the Magic 8 Ball, and Hannah, the Hanukkah hero. She is a Maccabee. She has her slingshot just like David, and she has to go save the day based off of her intelligence, her strength, and her courage.
I love
not
it.
Her looks.
Hannah the hero, yes. Yeah. All right, Neil, so much.
Well, thank you.
We're so grateful. Mensch on a bench. You can find it at stores when it isn't sold out. And put some Funukkah into Hanukkah. Tabitha?